All right, everyone, we are back with episode 4 of our Love is Blind watch along. We're on episode 4, and it's titled Stage 5 Clinger.
That's right. So we had quite a few things happen this episode, but I want to start off with Emma and Mike. So we've kind of seen this saga with Emma trying to find the right partner play out, and we've already eliminated at this point Connor, right? Because Connor has decided on Bree. But what was interesting is that Emma seemed to be interested in Connor when she found out that Bree essentially came back to the dorm area and said, "Hey, I essentially have a commitment from Connor." And so Emma has this conversation with Connor and essentially says to him, "You are my
Number 1.
number one."
Mm-hmm.
So thinking that okay, Connor's her number one, she seemed really upset. But then she meets with Mike.
Well, did she tell him he's the number 1, or did she? Because remember, she told the girls that he was her number 1.
Exactly, but
Yeah.
she says that he's her number one.
Oh,
But then
yeah,
she
yeah.
meets with Mike.
Yep. And then Mike, it feels like Mike is making every time she says something that is, at least in my opinion, a red flag or something that you think would be a deal breaker for Mike, he tries to justify it and he makes an excuse for it. So, and it sounds like he was trying to convince himself that she was going to be a good mom too. So, I'm not sure what's going on with Mike. He kind of has rose colored glasses on right now, and he's ignoring all the things that she's saying that are all warning signs.
Oh yeah, I feel like with Mike, I think he's a really nice guy. I think he's also the nice guy that likes the girl that doesn't really like him that much.
Yeah.
So then what happens is that probably when he meets a girl that is kind and shows attraction towards him, he's probably not interested.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that Mike just tends to go for the girl that is the opposite of everything he says that he wants in a relationship, which to me is really concerning because of the fact that if he continues to convince himself that Emma is the right partner, essentially Emma is now having to live up to this image. And the image is, I'm this motherly person who is quietly confident in myself and my relationship. I don't need any additional reassurance. And that just isn't what we've seen from Emma. Emma even said to Mike, "I am selfish." And he tries to rationalize that and say that she's not, when he really doesn't know anything about her. And I'm a firm believer. I think it was Maya Angelou that said, "Trust what people tell you about themselves."
Yeah, and you brought that up while we were watching the episode. Yeah.
And it seems like to me, Mike just does not want to see the obvious. But at the same time, like I said, Mike also seems like the kind of guy that if he was to meet somebody who was kind, open, all of the things he's looking for, that he would probably wouldn't be interested. So maybe Mike needs a little bit of a bad taste in his mouth with this relationship, and because apparently he has no clue when it comes to dating how to pick a person.
Yeah, and we were trying to play matchmaker during the episode too, and we're like, wow, Mike and Kia would be a great couple.
Oh yeah, Mike
They're a
and
lot alike.
yeah, Mike and Kia seem like they would be a really good match. They both seem to be very sensitive, very interested in giving to their partner, encouraging their
selfless,
partner,
yeah.
seeing aspects of people that that are positive. Looking at them through a lens in which they are kind and worthy. And the issue is that sometimes we see people do that with people that aren't really worth the time and effort.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how this plays out if Emma should choose Mike, which it sounds like she might. But yeah, I just think this is going to be a bad ending.
Yeah, and it sounds like Floriana's in her snorky phase right now.
She's making her. That's when she knows she's like, yeah, this is not going to go well, Mom.
Yep.
So that moves us on to let's talk about Jess and Chris. Jess and Chris finally proposed to Jess.
They're cute.
They're
Yeah,
cute couple.
they're like little mini poodles.
Aww. And they seem to really like each other when they met. They, there's really there's nothing like juicy or interesting there. But as long as they're happy, it seemed like they were.
They could be the sleeper couple.
Yeah, I could see them working out.
We could see them working out. There's nothing that stands out about them, good or bad. They're just kind of like, oh, they're a cute couple.
Yeah, I nothing bad to say. I think so far, besides Vic and Christine, they seem like the next couple that could have real potential there. And Jess seemed thoroughly excited about him, and Chris seems excited about her. I didn't pick up like any bad signs. It wasn't like when Amber and Jordan met, and Amber kind of looked like I don't know if I
grossed out or something. Yeah.
So they both seemed to be into each other. So I was, I thought it was great. Now we did notice a little something with that Connor brought up when he. Or Chris brought up when he was finally making his decision on Jess. So we know that Chris was sort of debating between Jess and Bree, and talked about how Bree kind of gave him bro vibes. Like, this could be somebody that I could hang out with, like one of the boys, but I don't know if this is a relationship. So when Connor and Bree were interacting, you could kind of see the buddy vibes there, which is not a bad thing. You want to know that you're with someone that's like your best friend. But I know you had some observations about Bree when she met Connor.
So what did I say before they met? I said Bree seems like the kind of girl to put her arm around the guy's neck and to pull him in for the kiss.
Yes.
And that's exactly what happened. She grabbed him by the neck like he was a little baby. She's like, get over here. So Bree is... She might be more masculine than he is. She may have more testosterone than Connor does, but she's a very nice person. She seems like she's very sweet.
Yep, she does.
That could be what Connor's looking for, and they may end up being a great couple. And not every, just like there's some men that are more feminine than others, there are some women that are more masculine than others, and that doesn't mean that she's not a good partner for him or anything like that. I just thought it was funny. I was just like, I guarantee... She's going to do... There were some other things I said that I won't say on the podcast. But then one of the things I did say is that, she's going to grab him by the neck and put her arm around him. And exactly the roles are going to be reversed. And that's exactly what happened. But they seemed happy.
Yeah. I mean, Connor seemed to like it.
Yeah.
We'll see if he likes it as the show continues. Yeah. Is that what you think?
She kind of looks like the kind of girl, too, that, like, slaps her man on the butt when he walks away and not the other way around.
Oh, yeah. She definitely gives you that vibe. She seems like the kind of girl that's like, hey, when it's Super Bowl, let's go to the bar with our friends.
Let's get some wings and some...
And she's out there screaming just as loud as you are. And I mean, she definitely gives you that. I don't know. She kind of... this is the only way I can think to describe her. Kind of like sorority girl... hangs out with the fraternity guy kind of vibe.
Yep.
That's what I think of when I see Bree. Now, is that Connor? I don't know. He doesn't seem as outgoing as her, and I feel like Bree's kind of has a big personality. So I would imagine that she probably would do really well. Bonnie, our dog Bonnie, she's so silly. She seems like the kind of person that would do really well with an outgoing personality, and I don't quite see that with Connor yet. Mm-hmm. So I think that would be an interesting thing.
Yeah, she's more of an extrovert, and he's more of an introvert.
Yeah.
At least that's how it seems on the show. So if she's wanting to go out and hang out with her friends and go to clubs and bars, and he's more like, oh, let's stay inside. Yeah. That could definitely be an issue, but that remains to be seen. So we're not sure yet.
We're not sure, but she definitely seems like she is the kind of person that would do well with a partner that's very boisterous and outgoing and likes to have fun.
Yeah, but we like them too.
We like them. So now we'll get to the juicy part of the episode where
guy.
So before we get into it, we ended our last episode talking a little bit about Tyler, and now I feel like we have to kind of eat our words a little bit with Tyler. I think we were on track with saying that, Tyler could have handled certain aspects of, Kevin telling her. Now we know it's Kevin, not Kevon. Kevon, yeah, it's Kevin. Now we know that, when she left out of the pod, upset with him, and she was upset with Kia as well, and she was ready to leave. I do believe that she overreacted, for sure. But this episode,
They should
I
have titled
can.
it "Kev Can't Make a Decision." That's what
Oh,
it is, and also Kev needs a nap because he couldn't formulate a thought to save his life.
oh my gosh. So Kevin, oh man, I have never in my life come across a person like Kevin. Kevin was quite interesting. So, like I said, I had to eat my words a little bit because when I was watching the interaction that Kevin had with Tyler, I had to say, now I understand why you felt so confused.
Yep, because we were confused too.
Oh my goodness. I mean, when she asked him to sort of, tell her what he thinks of. Well, first of all, before we even get to Tyler, Kia had a date with Kevin. And Kevin started the date as if he was going to break up with her.
Yeah, and she got him the watch, right?
She got him the
really nice
watch,
gift, yeah.
and the whole time he's doing this ridiculous ambivalent dance, like this thing of like,
You're
well,
great,
you're
Kia.
great.
You
It's
need
like
someone.
that was like the
Yeah.
longest breakup ever, and I'm like, okay, why don't you just say you're not interested? Like, what is this? So Kia didn't quite seem to pick up on it. She just kept saying, oh, you're great too, Kevin. You're wonderful too. And she just didn't seem to pick up on his ambivalence. It was just so obvious to me. I was like, what is this guy trying to say? Like, if you want to break up with her and you don't want to see her anymore like that, then just say it. It just felt like I don't know. It was just the weirdest behavior. It was so immature.
Yeah.
He reminds me of a 12 or 13-year-old boy on a dating show with grown people.
Yeah.
Kevin seemed like Kevin needed not only a nap, but maybe like a total mental readjustment, maybe a cognition test.
The juice box.
The juice- needed some sugar and a cognition test.
He was running on fumes. It's like he ran out of fuel or something.
I know. I was like, what is going on with this man?
Yeah.
Either he's having a medical episode or he just needs some therapy. I don't know what was going on.
He really can't handle stress well either. That could be it too. Like he's just melting under the pressure.
He just reminded me of the guy that does that online. Like if you were talking to him through an online dating app, he'd be the guy that would dance around communication with you. And then as soon as Tyler seems to pick up on the ambivalence with.
She even looked at the camera. She's like, "What? What is this going on right now? Am I getting?"
She's like, this is absolutely insane. But before we get to that, though, that look she gives, she asks Kevin to commit.
Yeah.
And he goes, "You're the one. That's it. You're my girlfriend."
Yeah.
And he commits to her. And
he
seems so
later that night. Yeah.
Yeah, so he seems very firm with her, like, yes, you are it. Then she goes back into the dorm area, smiling like a Chester cat. She's got ear to ear. She's so excited, and she's like, I have a boyfriend. And all the girls going, oh my gosh. And she's thinking, don't tell Kia. And there was a little bit to me of like, I felt as if Tyler was just happy to be chosen.
Yeah.
It was like, I won.
Yeah. Even though she wasn't, maybe he wouldn't have been her first choice, or she maybe wouldn't have given him the time of day outside of the show. But because it was between her and Kia, she wanted to win.
She just wanted to
you
win.
brought that up while we were watching it. That's a good point.
Yeah, it just seemed like she wanted to win because I don't know what she thought she was winning. I don't know what she thinks she's winning because
The biggest loser.
Kevin is, I would have to pass. I would have to say this is it would just beyond. The conversation just went beyond anything I could comprehend.
The only person that could really, what's ironic is the only person that could tolerate him from the women would be Kia.
Oh yeah, but then I would feel so bad for her
Yeah.
because I would be like, this Kia is gonna have to mother him through every single thing.
Yeah.
This person cannot make. He's like a man child. He is a man child.
Yeah.
And I just feel like he is a lot of work. Tyler's going to be consistently frustrated. You know what they remind me of? Last season of
Yeah.
Love is Blind, and I
The
can't
one that was
remember the
adopted?
name.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I remember she was constantly frustrated with him because she said he would act one way behind the camera and another way in front of the camera.
Yeah.
But it was similar to that. She kind of had a very motherly type role.
Yep.
She was a social worker. So I think she connected to his story. And he seemed to rely on her ability to make decisions on behalf of them as a couple. But that gets old after a while. And I do believe it would get old with Kia as well. But yeah, Kevin is a big man child. And Tyler goes back to the pods. And that's when
She said you need to let Kia know because she's like, I would feel so bad if Kia's over there planning out her whole engagement and
her wedding
you
dress.
She doesn't even know what's going on.
And then that's all when Kevin starts to moonwalk his way back from his previous decision.
Yeah, it's like he walked back that you're not my girlfriend anymore, but then he didn't say that. So it's like, I don't know what's going on with
He's
that
like,
guy.
I don't know what decision to make. She's really great, and you're really great, and I mean, he doesn't say anything.
What was his body language too when he was on the couch?
Oh yeah, it's almost like he was bored. It was like you said, does
Or
he need
high.
a juice box
He was high or sleepy or both. I don't know what's
I
going
have
on.
no idea what was going on.
Is weed legal in Ohio? Actually, I don't know if they film it there either.
I don't know. Either it was that or they gave him something. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Did Love is Blind say, hey, do you need like some medication here, Kevin, for anxiety or something? Because he was too relaxed.
Yeah. So that was, the body language is off. I don't know what he
Yeah.
was trying to say. And I feel, if I was Tyler, I would just cut my
leave.
losses and just be
Yeah,
like, I'm
just leave
done.
the show.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
I mean,
Let
you
Kia
really
have
want,
him if she wants him.
you really want to be on TV that bad that you're going to share a room with somebody like that?
But they do get paid the longer they're on the show, right? Didn't we learn that last year?
I'm pretty sure you do. I think we had watched something in the past about some of the contestants talking about their experience on the show.
But is that
But
worth
I don't
it to
know.
go through
It's
that?
not worth it
that'd be
because
horrible.
if that's the case, I mean, next thing you know, Tyler's gonna find herself shoeless, running through the halls of the hotel, trying to trying to find the nearest Uber.
Yeah.
She's like, "Can you get me a plane flight out of here?"
Oh gosh.
I mean, could you imagine having to share a room with that?
Yeah.
I would.
It was pretty bad.
I just couldn't do it. I just could not do it. So I found that to be if anything, I think these situations are very realistic. I mean, these are the things that people experience in dating. And when you're looking at it from an outside perspective, right, it seems so obvious. But I also see how people can be in it and experiencing these things and not see it for what it is. And I think Tyler, she's very assertive, but she's still giving him all of these chances.
She wants to be chosen that bad. Yeah.
So I figure it's either she wants to be chosen or, to be fair, perhaps the production staff is influencing her a bit on this.
Yeah.
By saying to her, hey,
You're gonna have to leave the show.
He seems like a nice guy, and you're kind of jumping to conclusions. Why don't you give him a chance?
You're just nervous.
And I really do believe that some of that might be happening here, because she was ready to go multiple times, and it seems like there's this push to give Kevin a chance, and really Kevin should just not be on the show. Okay? Kevin shouldn't be on the show. And then the other guys, I couldn't tell what they think about Kevin, but you see Jordan having this conversation with Kevin, and I'm like, what do you even say? Because even when he was explaining what happened in the room, Jordan looked confused.
I think if I was Jordan, my eyes would just glaze over, and I'd just be like, I don't understand. Like, you have two women, it sounds like they're both great, and you can't make a decision, yet the way you're acting, they're both gonna ditch you.
Wait, this is exactly what I would do. If Kevin was coming back from the pods and I was the only person sitting out in the dorm and he came walking in with like dragging his feet, looking with that look of like confusion, like where am I? And I'm sad.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like, do you know where you are, Kevin? And then and then he's sad too. If he came in looking like that, I would go, oh, gotta use the bathroom.
Yeah.
I would be out of there. There would be no way he would get me. He would have a captive audience with me. I would just like, I cannot have a conversation with this person.
Yeah.
Because one, I won't understand anything he's saying. And two, I won't get that time back. My life is precious.
Yeah.
I want to keep those minutes.
So that was my takeaway from it. And how did it ended with him, right? Was that the last scene was with him?
So it essentially ends with Kevin having to make a decision.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We could be in season 25 and Kevin will still be in that pod trying to figure out his life.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. May Kevin never be asked some big existential questions about life because he wouldn't be able to articulate anything. And Kevin, if he should ever listen to this podcast, I'm just going to tell you, brother, you got to work it out. You got to learn how to make a decision and say what you're thinking. And you gotta fix that because that's a hard thing for anybody to have to deal with.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be in a relationship with somebody that can't communicate
Just
what
riding
they're
the fence
thinking and
with
feeling.
everything.
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm sure that would. It's not just this. I'm sure anything that would come up in their relationship.
Finances.
Yep.
Kevin could. I want to. I have money and I like to save. Okay, do you want to go on the vacation or not, Kevin? Are we going to plan for this? It's just, it would be too much.
Yeah.
Too much. So that is our recap of the episode 4, right?
Episode 4, yeah.
So now we will check out episode 5 and get back to you. It's getting juicy. We're going to see, will Kevin pick Kia or Tyler? But then, we can't forget, he did walk back to an empty room.
Yep, that's true. Oh, that's right. That's how it did. So yeah, she wasn't there. Yeah.
Which was hilarious.
Yeah, that's how it
Kevin
ended.
walked in and he goes, I guess she's not in the room. What do you think happened, Kevin? Oh, gosh. That part was hilarious.
Hopefully they start the next episode with him in that.
I know. But the problem is how long will he be in the room until they have to come get him?
The whole episode.
They said, Kevin, it's lunchtime. Okay? You got to come out of there. She's not coming. All right, so we'll see you in the next episode.
Yep, see you then.